We live in a world where social media, family, work, even everyday life can leave us feeling filtered. But when the mics turn on, the unfiltered truth comes alive. We share stories, real struggles, and real laughs as three women navigating life's messy but beautiful moments together, one conversation at a time. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the chat, Life Unfiltered. I'm Grace, and as many of you know, I'm a Reiki master. Reiki is truly the heart of who I am, so I knew I had to dedicate an entire episode to just that. Tonight, I want to introduce you to two beautiful Reiki masters from different perspectives. One is my co-host, Pam, who is also a Reiki medical practitioner and end-of-life doula, bringing compassion and healing to people during their life's most tender moments. She's also known as the Purposeful Awakening Manifester. So exciting. And also with us tonight is Donna McDine, a Reiki master teacher, a reflexologist, master channeler, and incredible energy empowerer. Oh my God, I can't wait to hear about that. I love it all. So please let's join them now along with my co-host Gina. Hello, ladies. Good evening. How is everyone?
Good evening.
Nice to be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
A
Gina
pleasure.
and Pam, we're welcoming Donna McDine tonight. She's
Welcome,
one of our
Donna.
guests. Yes.
Hello. Honored to be here.
Yay.
So happy to connect with you all.
And we're so honored to have you as our guest. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So I have a question for both you ladies. I'm going to start with you, Donna. So in simplest terms, for people who have no idea what Reiki is, how would you describe what an energy healing session is or what Reiki is all about?
So Reiki is all about that energy coming from the universe source light. And it comes through a Reiki practitioner that's been attuned to the symbols. It is not my energy. It's a beautiful energy that comes from source light that we can filter through our bodies to heal ourselves from within and release what's no longer serving us. Especially as women, we carry so much responsibility, so much tasks that are thrown at us, that it's important that we do this self-care and bring that beautiful source light in.
Absolutely. And you know what? I just felt that, and how funny that Reiki transcends through even conversation.
Yes.
I felt your energy as you spoke.
Great.
Yeah. So Pam, how would you explain that to some of your clients?
I would basically say the same thing. It's universal life force energy. I consider myself the conduit, the one who places it together, from source to the client. Reiki most people say it's of touch. You can touch the body. Your hands could be up off the body and also distant. Yes. And that's what usually blows a lot of people away. Wait, I don't get this. How can it be distant? Right. Everything is energy. And yes, it can be sent distant. I have had some of the most profound Reiki sessions distant.
That's what I was going to ask you next. Is there a difference that some would experience in a distance session than if there's hands-on?
In my experience with my clients, oftentimes they enjoy it better distance-wise because I offer it two ways. They can either connect via Zoom or they just, at their designated time, lay comfortably at home listening to instrumental music, and I follow up with an email with sensations that I felt during the session, tips for them to keep their energy moving, and if I receive messages from spirit, I share those with them as well. So,
and you think part of that is that people experience such a profound effect at home because they are in the comfort of their own home?
Right. And they don't have to worry about traveling back and forth for the session, and they can just continue relaxing. But both are highly beneficial.
Yes. And I can attest to that. I've had sessions with both of you and it's truly amazing. It's a magical feeling.
It is.
Absolutely.
It is.
Yeah.
Love it.
Let me ask you each. I'm going to start with you, Pam. What actually drew you to Reiki? Like, where did it all start for you?
I was actually in a chiropractor's office, and my chiropractor was having Reiki done.
Interesting.
When I came in, and I'm like, what is that? So he said it to me, and I actually laughed at him. I'm like, oh, okay. I really mocked it. I really made fun of it. I'm not even gonna lie. I made fun of it. Fast forward, probably 6 years later, I'm now working up at Omega and really got into a lot of that, different modalities of healing and so on and so forth, and connected with the Reiki master that's up there, has written many books, Brett Bevel, and I just felt it was my calling, so to do it. So I did, and I went up to master level, and I have no regrets. It was the best choice I ever made in my life.
So your curiosity brought you to your passion.
Yeah,
amazing, right?
I literally made fun of it. So when people
I
go,
believe
"What?
you."
That's so funny," I'm like, "Yeah, that was me."
That's why you relate to it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Donna, was your experience similar? That you
Similar.
witnessed
I'm
someone
going
else?
to really date myself.
That's okay.
35 years ago, I was working at the Nanuet Mall Management Office, and there was a woman that was a Reiki practitioner. And at lunchtime, she'd offer up like 5-10 minute sessions to you. And I eventually became her client because she helped me break through my chronic migraines that I had suffered from since I was 16 years old.
Wow.
So company was sold a few years later. We stayed in touch, but then for whatever reason, we lost connection. Silly, I put Reiki on the back burner until about 11, 12 years ago, when I then met a new coworker at a new location and started taking classes from her, never thinking I'd be facilitating and teaching it.
Wow.
But the benefits, as Pam is sitting here, just
Yes.
hear you,
Oh,
and I haven't looked back.
no.
And it's been continues to be incredible.
And why do you think the first time, if you want to use the word ignore what you were feeling?
I think my ego got in the way.
Okay.
My intellect got in the way, got busy. I was like, I don't need this.
Right.
The universe had different plans for you because they thanked you and said yes.
Yeah. It may have taken me
You
a
do
while
need
to
this.
hear them, but
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Have
life
either
gets
one of
busy.
you oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say life gets busy and sometime, puts obstacles in front of us. So, we tend to kind of, put these callings on the back burner.
It's true.
But I'm curious to know, Donna, if I may ask,
sure.
Are some of your clients of commercial in nature, like corporate accounts, in terms of facilitation, or is it just?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on your
Oh,
words.
that's okay.
I don't have any corporate clients per se. There are more individuals that from every walk of life. I have students that graduated from Switzerland.
Nice.
And it's amazing. And as Grace was saying earlier, that's the beauty of Reiki. It has no bounds of time nor space. And it's interesting because where I currently work, it's really not something that's really discussed there. However, my office, I don't put the overhead lights on. I have crystals throughout my office. I'm always burning essential oils. I Reiki my room every morning. I have burning candles that are battery operated, and people will just come in and be like, "May I just sit here?"
Oh, how
And when you're at work, you're in a more
beautiful.
corporate atmosphere, right, Donna?
Yes, more
Wow.
corporate atmosphere, and
Right.
it's been very interesting. And even like the senior management will come in just to want to sit,
Love it.
not knowing why.
Not knowing
They
why,
want to
they're drawn to
sit,
that energy.
but
Absolutely.
it pulls them in, and
Yeah.
it's been very interesting. Yeah.
And you get to chuckle underneath because you know exactly why.
Because she knows why they're all at her
Yes,
door.
Yeah, I know why you're here.
exactly. So that's been an interesting journey in itself.
Yeah,
So
I bet.
yeah.
How do you describe like the differences and similarities in the private client sessions that you both do? And then I say more professional that you bring it into, whereas Donna's a teacher and she actually teaches people about Reiki and attunes them to also become Reiki masters. And Pam, you bring it to hospice, to families and people that have loved ones that are passing away. So how does that differ in your experiences than your one-on-one private sessions?
Okay, for me, my one-on-one private sessions are usually an individual who has a lot of emotional things going on. Some physical, yeah, and physical too. Maybe don't even know some physical things. I'll pick up on certain things, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, yes, my knee or my whatever has been acted up." So that's more of a like a one-on-one and a healing and messages. When I do my hospice clients, I definitely get messages. Okay, my clairs kick in every time I do Reiki. but I don't necessarily share that. It depends on that family.
Okay.
Yeah.
That maybe a loved one came through. And again, it really depends on that family and how long I've been with them. Some I get to share a lot of things, and like it's really, really cool.
Yeah. They become like your family.
Yeah.
Oh
They
yeah,
become part of
yeah,
your family. Sure.
exactly. But like almost feeling that I know she's met so and so, and they're like, oh my God, yes, that's her mother. That's who this is. You know, so it's beautiful. I get to connect, but I share that only with those who I feel very comfortable, and I've been with them for a long time. But otherwise, it's just so beautiful to see even that they're just relaxed. They're so relaxed. And I've been with so many that have taken their last breath here on this earth.
I know that.
And
Beautiful.
it's such a beautiful experience. And Grace, if you would have told me 20 years ago this is what I'd be doing, I'd be like, absolutely not. I cry in the drop of a pin. Yeah. I fear death. All of the above. And Reiki has come in for the last 12 years of my life and just knocked that right to the curb.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And do you see the change in the families and how they handle those transitions when you're there?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone in, they're so tense, and by the time I'm gone, and the loved one has passed, they're so calm. They're so calm.
It's beautiful.
It's an amazing experience.
It sounds it.
I can't. I'm not. Yeah.
You're just what that family needs.
Because it's just so beautiful. And I play music, and I play any kind of music they want. Whether it's just instrumental music, it's music that their loved one has always loved. We did that with our loved one, right? We played all kinds of music.
Absolutely, of course.
Everything that she would love, and it's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. I can't say enough about it.
I know. I can feel it. I feel it from you.
Yeah.
So Donna, when you're actually teaching, it's more of a classroom setting. How does the Reiki piece of it come in? Are you more, with a curriculum teaching like you would in the school, or is it just that energy comes in and speaks through you? Because I remember my classes many, many years ago, and they were very different. So I don't know how you teach, but I did not really feel that that energy connection right away. I felt like more like I had to learn the history and I had to connect more with that. So is that the same way that you teach your students?
I teach differently than some of the Reiki masters that I've come in contact with. My classes, the Reiki levels are not taught in one weekend.
No,
I break them down the way I learned, because some people, I know for myself, if I went for Reiki in one weekend, I probably would have left halfway through.
Right. And you need to experience it. Yes.
Right. Because the attunements take you to each different level. And then you need the time to really percolate with that new vibration that you're working at. And my teaching technique is I provide a manual. For instance, with Reiki level 1, for my student that I have next week, I'll be emailing her the first half of the manual. And I explained to her she doesn't need to read through it right now. It's up to her, but it's good for her to have. I'm more of a conversational teacher. I've been to different types of metaphysical classes where the instructor has been wonderful, very informative, but they read verbatim from, and that's just not, I didn't like that when I was in middle school and high school. Don't like it that way. So I'm more of a conversational, and there is more hands-on. Even at Reiki level 1, we do meditation, we do breathing exercises. We do two 2-hour classes, but within the 2-hour classes, we get up, we move, we stretch, we meditate, we exchange conversation, and it's really more on that process. And then at the end of Reiki level 1, you get your first attunement. But
I have a question while you're talking. I'm thinking it's popping in my head.
Sure.
Have you ever had a student that starts the process, maybe Reiki 1 or Reiki 2, and then they recognize, or maybe you recognize, that it's not for them? This isn't what I expected.
So it was interesting that you bring that up, because I have never had a student like that until 3 months ago. Yeah. And she, a lovely woman, was really excited about taking it, took the first 2-hour class of Reiki level 1. And I've left the door open for her when she's ready to come back to do the other.
Okay.
And she may not be ready.
Okay.
Because we're all at different levels in our journey.
Right.
And her vibration may not be ready for it yet. And that good old inner naysayer may be telling her no for whatever reason.
That was my question. I was going to say, so what was her reason for not wanting it?
She just said she wasn't ready to proceed.
Okay.
And I didn't push her.
No, that's perfect.
Right, absolutely.
Right, because you get that vibe right away.
Oh yeah, you were going to sense it as well.
Details.
Yeah.
So,
do you ever think that it's someone's religious beliefs or their background that stops them, or maybe causes them to not believe this is something that could be healing? Or because we've had this conversation before about, religious organizations. Has anyone ever said that? Have you come across that where people say, I'm not?
I know specifically for myself, when I started my journey, my dad, who is just amazing, was like, what are you doing? What is this all about?
What is this stuff?
And I've shared with Grace in our casual conversations, it's probably 8 years now, when my sister-in-law was passing away. And all of a sudden at that time, my dad was 82 and, full Italian man. All of a sudden he's like, what's happening? It's like, take a walk with me. And he was completely opened at that point. Like, what's going on?
The story.
So, and it's just, people can change.
Yes.
It depends what's going on in their lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've had that. I've had that experience. And I actually waited for a gentleman for almost close to 3 years. 3 years before he I'll do it. And I knew it was a religion thing. Like, that's the devil. You don't do that. That kind of thing.
We hear that very often.
Against it. And I just let it go.
Right.
And next thing you know, he came in. It was off the charts. He was sobbing. I was sobbing. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So when you do meet clients, who are a little apprehensive, and you might sense that, in their, whether you're teaching or Reikiing them in a session, how do you help them overcome those fears, to kind of get them prepared for the experience to the degree that you can, recognizing that, you're a conduit of that energy.
Can I answer that quickly?
Yeah, go ahead, Pam.
So I just had this happen 2 weeks ago. So it was a gentleman, it was going to be a distance session, military, all his life, very, no. But approached me, and had a little bit of a medical thing going on. I said, I'd be open to it. Well, I'm not really sure what it is, and it's not. So I said, we set up a time and date, and then I spoke with him before the session. Now, for me, in distance sessions, what I do is I actually set up my whole massage table. And I do it as if they were there. That's how I do it. That's my way of connecting.
As well, yes.
Okay. So we do it simultaneously. So I know exactly when he's doing it, or she's doing it, whatever, they're laying there. And then I actually start the session.
Okay.
And so I was explaining to him, he's like, well, I looked it all up. Now, when I call him, he says, I looked the whole thing all up, and no, you're supposed to touch. And then how do you do it? So I explained it. So I just said to him, just, trust me on this. As long as you're open to receive it, I don't want to push it. As long as they're open to receive it. And he said, okay, I am. I said, okay, just relax. You may fall asleep. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Explained everything to him. When it was over, and it was just under an hour, I called. He answered the phone, and we shared. Whew, I'm going to get. This is a man that would never. And he sobbed, and I sobbed. It was magical.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Absolutely magical. And he is such a believer. He's now doing all kinds of self-help. It's just, it got books
amazing.
and just,
amazing.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, has any of your clients ever
just
brought you to tears? But I saw your tears coming out, and they were making me get emotional. So you answered that question for me.
Every one of them brings me to tears. It's amazing.
And that's a testimony right there in and of itself. And not to carve out, military personnel per se, but what I will say is they are trained a certain way, right? Their psyche is conditioned.
Oh, yeah.
So here you have someone with a military background who was beautifully open to it, a little kind of on the fence, but at the end of the session, in only 45 minutes, there was that connection, right? There was that magical energy just channeling through him. And, I think that's such a powerful statement, knowing
Absolutely.
how they're conditioned
Right.
mentally for the roles that they play and serve, and serving their country.
Right. And I don't want to say like mediumship has a part of this. I don't want to like act like that's a big, part, but in his case, he had a lot of loss, and recent. And God willing, they came to me and I didn't know them and I described and he was sobbing because that's exactly what he needed, down to they were showing me a pool table and all that, and everything connected, every single thing. And he was sobbing, but it was so healing for him. It was just, so it's just, just beautiful, just beautiful.
So Pam, that's one of the questions I was going to ask for you to give us one of your profound stories, but I think you gave us yours, something that you experienced that through one of your clients.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give Donna an opportunity. There's always that one or two that stand out.
Oh, definitely. So for me, it was this one particular client. She comes consistently, and I've never been to her home. And it was very interesting. Don't know any of the names of her relatives. And as she's on the table, Sheila pops in. And older grandmother type energy, and showing me curtains in a little girl's room, purple, something wrong with the lock on the window. So I'm continuing to give the session, and she keeps saying, and she's going, you have to tell her. You have to tell her. And she keeps smacking the back of her hands together. And I'm talking to her in my mind's eye. I said, I will share it. Let me finish facilitating the session for her. And so at the end of the session, I always say to my clients, even if they come consistently, I may or may not receive messages. If I receive messages, would you like to hear them? I very much like what Pam was saying earlier. I always make sure that they're open to it.
Absolutely.
And because some people are not, they don't want to hear it. They're just here for but they're here for the energy healing session, and they don't want to know anything else, which is perfectly fine. So this particular client really enjoys hearing messages. So I said to her, I go, there's an older woman here, Sheila. There's something about a little girl's room with purple curtains. You need to go home and check the lock on the window. The lock is broken. So she's like, well, I'm really not sure who Sheila is, but my daughter has purple curtains in her bedroom. And I said, great. So let me know if you want. So she gets home. Within 40 minutes, she calls me, and she happens to live with her mother-in-law. Sheila is the great-grandmother that passed. She's never met her. And she said her husband's family never really talks about family that's passed. And she said, so I went upstairs, and the lock was broken on the window.
Oh, wow.
So
it protected that little girl.
I protected
That's
her
beautiful.
because we all know how curious little kids are. So throw that window open one day.
That's amazing.
And it's amazing how you have that energy healing, but then you have that complete support from Spirit and Universe overwatching us at every given moment.
Absolutely.
So that was probably one of my most standout moments. Like, whoa.
That's amazing. Yeah, you saved that little girl's life.
Yeah, it was incredible. Incredible. And now she knows who the great grandmother's name is.
Now she knows who Sheila is. Needed to make yourself known. Sure. Yeah, definitely. We've talked about loved ones that have passed that need to make themselves known. They come in and they give us the messages we need. They're very powerful. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh my God. So you guys have described a little bit about preparing people for sessions, whether they ask questions and you explain to them. How do you prepare yourselves to give a Reiki session?
Okay.
Ma'am?
Okay. So I always go in, I always call in my guides, my angels. I sage myself, usually Palo Santos I do, but I have selenite all over. Archangel Michael is with me. He's been with me since the day I started Reiki. And I really wasn't aware of that, like really, I wanted him in, I called him in, but it wasn't. Now I know he's hands down always with me. He's always behind me. And I'm open to receiving, just like I hope the client is, to any messages that come through. At the end, I'm usually on a high.
Yeah, you said that. You
Like
get very,
a
very hyper.
high.
Yeah.
And then I come down from it, but I'm just excited, and I ground myself. I'll either go outside or whatever, and mostly the time it's through a shower.
Right.
Yeah.
I shower, and the water I use as my cleanse to clear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is your ritual similar, Donna?
It's similar. I definitely prepare the room before the client comes, but then I step out of the room and prepare myself as well. I wish I could burn sage in my house, but my husband has respiratory issues, so I have a sage spray that I always use.
Okay.
And I have various other sprays that I use at times, depending what I'm being called to do. But I always put that beautiful golden light around me to bring forth that healing energy for the client. And at the end of a session, I always disconnect from the client, whether they're distance or not. If they're distance, I still do that step backwards as if I was at the table with them. And I kind of shake out my hands, as they're slowly coming back. And I always tell the clients to take your time coming back.
Yes.
Don't rush to sit up.
Yeah.
Just take your time. And like Pam, people often ask me, don't you get depleted?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's the reverse for me. It
Right.
energizes
you.
So glad you brought that up. So I've done multiple Reiki conferences at Omega. Okay. I help facilitate them. This year, some lady stood up and she asked the question to the panel. And the one woman who answered, she said, when you get depleted, it's not that person, it's yourself.
Right.
Really?
So, yep. So she
Oh,
said, be
interesting.
really mindful of that. You think you're absorbing their energy. You're not.
Yeah.
That's yours. Don't put it on them.
And I'm
it was
gonna ask
really
you-
like, wow.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you
Nope.
to expand upon that because I'm curious as to the why.
Well, okay, I hate, but sometimes
Sorry.
people go in with ego. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go
Okay.
in, I'm going to, and they can
Gotcha.
bring in their own stuff. Like
Okay.
anybody can, right? A doctor, a nurse, or anybody. You can bring in your stuff,
Right.
and you're not being mindful of it, and then you're exhausted and depleted. Well, that's your stuff.
Right. Right.
I also think as empaths, that's a process we learn to not take on people's energy, because as healers, you think you're taking that on to heal them. I know when I first started doing this, that was something I had to really learn. I didn't understand that I can say, this is yours, keep it, because I'm trying to help facilitate the healing that I'm a conduit of. I thought that I need to absorb it and then let it go. I wasn't looking at it. So I think empaths have sometimes a difficult time letting that energy go, which it could be somebody else's.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know for myself, and I'm sure Pam has experienced this as well as Grace, I often will feel physical sensations before the client comes.
Yes. I'll even get messages.
Yes. My ear will hurt. My shoulder will hurt.
Right.
Yes.
Or I'll
Somebody's
get
having-
names. I'll get certain things. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that took me a while to be like, okay, wait a minute. My hip is not bothering me because
was mine that
I picked
day. It
up
was mine.
something.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
what I've started to do now over the last 2 years, where I've said to Spirit, I understand about the physical sensations that I feel. I'd rather the sense of knowing.
Yes. Yes.
Bring
You're right.
the
You have
sense
to
of
say,
knowing into me, so I'm not taking on the physical for me. And because I want to be able to facilitate this session for their highest good and not to be distracted by what I'm feeling for them.
Yes.
So that's
important.
That's been fantastic for me. And it's been very interesting how my sessions have turned now. They're actually more powerful because I'm not constantly feeling the physical sensation. It's that download, those sense of knowing,
Just the
along
knowing.
with those beautiful messages that we
Yes. I love that. I love that.
Right. Right.
And it's really healing all the way around. And it's just such a beautiful process. It really
Right.
is.
So spirit and ascended masters and angels and guides come to you during your sessions. Always. We just know that.
Yeah.
Do you guys experience that outside of your healing room?
Mhm.
Just walking around and all of a sudden get the feeling that they're there just for you, to guide you in
Oh,
a decision or a
Every-
relationship.
Every day.
Every
Yeah.
day.
Without calling them in. Sometimes they just
Without
show up,
calling them
right?
in.
Show up.
Without calling them in.
Yeah.
Cool.
I could be driving my car and at a stop.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
I was
I
going
hear
to
you.
say the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
Oftentimes it comes when I'm driving.
Yeah.
And it's,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. And it's like, okay, pay attention now.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
Gina, did you have a question? I'm sorry, I cut you
I
off
do.
before.
I
Go ahead.
actually
Yes,
have
go
a
ahead.
question, for both Pam and Donna. So we talked a little bit about, some of the clients who, might come in with questionable expectations, like, what is this really about? I've got my walls up, and you articulated beautiful experiences with your clients. What is it, how would you interpret, and because I've had a Reiki session with both Pam and Grace, and interestingly enough, I think it was with you, Pam, I was actually following you. So like if you were performing Reiki over me and your hands are out, you told me I was like mimicking everything that you were doing, yet my eyes were closed. I was just feeling the energy. And, after, when we were debriefing about the experience, I learned that I was so in tune or connected with,
Yes.
Pam or Grace. And so I was just curious if you can kind of enlighten me a little bit on the why. Why does that happen with some of your clients?
Okay. Well, Gina, you just answered your own question.
Yes.
You said you're in tune. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
felt the
really
energy,
did,
yeah.
because that is it in a nutshell. Because there's times when I've gone to Grace's session, even when we just did the sound healing, right? I didn't know that they were talking about, I don't know, she was going to say something, but like sometimes even before Grace will say something in the meditation, I'll be like, just say she says, and visualize the color
Yes.
blue. Right before she says it, I'm going, and visualize the color blue. I'm like, oh my gosh, she just said it.
She
Like,
just said
Yes,
that.
yes.
it's just we're totally in sync, and we just dance together.
Right.
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
a beautiful
Yeah.
way to describe it. I
Yeah.
love that because
I have chills right now, my whole back.
energy is flowing,
Energy.
right?
Yes.
It flows.
There you go.
And when you dance,
Yep.
My whole body's vibing.
Like we said when we started, energy
Yep.
is transcending this conversation, so we're all feeling it.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Gina, it helps that you were completely 110% open to the process.
Absolutely. Yes.
That you weren't,
Spot on,
arms
Donna.
weren't folded and you were not, saying everything. You wanted the best experience, whatever. And that's what Spirit and the universe gave you.
And I think she wanted it for me too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there's that part that's why we would dance in the dance, because
Yes.
she wanted to bless me with her love and light as I was blessing her with hers. Do you know what I mean? So like we were so in sync. And we talked about that. Remember,
I was
Gina?
just going to say, we talked about that.
We talked about that. I was like,
literally.
oh my God, the healing you. I just felt like I just got from you. Like,
you held me. Just like we
yeah. It's amazing.
Somebody hearing that story may be totally overwhelmed in maybe in a good way, but also in a negative way. Like, oh my God, is that going to happen to me? So how would you tell someone how could you prepare them if what they're going to expect at a Reiki event or at a private session before they come in, other than saying, I'm going to place my hands on you. You might feel a little energy. How do we better describe to people what they're going to feel or what they possibly can feel so they don't have any fears or they don't have misconceptions of what maybe what Gina felt? Like you said earlier, people say, oh, is that of evil or is that not of God? Like, how would you explain that to somebody, what they're feeling?
I don't.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't. I would just say basically what I'm going to do. You may see color, you may not. You may feel this, you may not. You may cry, let it out. I just give the basic. Let the experience be the experience. I think if I talk too much, then they're going to, what if I do feel that? What if I don't? And then they're going to be too much in their head.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
my experience.
Yeah, because I think someone hearing Gina's story, if they're very eager to try it, would go, oh, that's amazing. But someone who's a little skeptical, like, oh God, what happened to her? Her hands are going up, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. No matter what the experience is, whether you're in tune or just experiencing like a relaxing feeling, it's all good.
Right.
Donna, have you ever had anybody that's gone off the table feeling like a little nervous because, oh my gosh, they can't maybe walk, or they feel so light, or they feel this or dizzy or whatever?
I haven't had a client to say like, whoa, I'm really feeling off kilter.
Okay.
Okay.
I really set the tone when they arrive, especially when they're brand new to my practice. And I'll say to them, you are entering a safe space.
Yes.
That if you
Yes.
need to shift or let out an audible sigh, or if tears come,
Yes.
you are safe here. I'll
Hmm.
casually hand you a tissue.
Yes.
You, very much like you, Pam, you may or may not feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
But please know you will be feeling the benefits of it for days to come.
Yes.
You may not be able to
Beautiful.
put your finger on it right away, but all of a sudden you could be out and about a day later and you're like, wow, what that just happened here at work would annoy me most of the times.
Right.
Now I'm just letting it go.
Yeah.
Like,
Beautiful.
just not worth to absorb it. So those have been really good experiences. And I always say to them, this is your self-care.
Mm-hmm.
This is your time to
Sure.
disconnect from everything. The
Mm-hmm.
only thing I ask when you're laying on the table, if your to-do list pops in your head, let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah,
You can wait.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
monkey
And
mind.
sometimes we have to condition ourselves. We have
Yes.
to
Yeah.
like really think about, disconnecting all of the random thoughts that are floating through our minds. And that's sometimes hard to do,
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
because I think that's really important. And just for our audience's purpose, I did I'm not a practicing Reiki master, but I have taken Reiki. So I feel that's why my personal experiences are more in tune and connected
Yep.
to my Reiki, the
Right.
Reiki
Because you've been
masters,
attuned. Yep.
Yes,
practitioners.
absolutely.
And I will also share because I'd like some feedback on this, because I still often at times think about it. I went for a Reiki session many years ago, and after the Reiki session,
I know what she's going to bring
yeah,
up. Yep.
after the Reiki session was over, within probably like that hour, we had gone out to dinner, and Grace was there with me. And as we're conversing throughout dinner, I was physically present in the chair, but spiritually, I was everywhere else in the room. And the chatter, the conversations became like noise to me. And I felt like I was almost like in tune with other people's energy in the dining area. And I was like, what is this all? I'm like, oh, my head.
Yeah, but I want to interject there.
Yeah.
Because I want to tell the whole story. So we talk about energy healing, and if people had bad experiences and good experiences, and what I explain to people that come to me, that it's all about the intent, and we're about love, and we're about healing. But there are people, like Pam said, that are about ego. And that experience for Gina was very negative. And when she was in tune in the room with all these noises, it became sickening to her and deafening, and she was getting sick. I witnessed the Reiki session she had, and I don't know what that was, but it was very scary because she did not feel well at all. She was feeling sick during it. It was nothing peaceful, and that was not of love and light. And I don't know what that was. So I often tell people, finding a Reiki practitioner that you connect with is just as important as anybody else you have to connect with.
Doctor,
The doctor,
sure.
I offer free consults to people to sit and talk with me, because you'll know if I'm for you. And there's not everybody out there that has that certification. It is coming from goodwill. So it's all about intent and love. And I didn't know if you were comfortable to share that, Gina, but I would say that only because I was frightened for what I watched. And her experience was very negative, and it continued for days after that. So
that's hard.
That was a tough one for me.
And that person was all from ego, as we found out.
I think
bad.
so. I still, like Grace just mentioned, I still don't know what that was. But what I do know is she's right. And I did not feel well for several days thereafter. But what I was so in tune to was all of that energy in the room, and it just became chatter, and I felt like I was absorbing everyone's
Mm.
I was
energy
just going to
in
say
that
that.
Right.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally you would observe. You're more
Right.
of an
Yes.
observer, but
Mhm.
you were an
Yes.
absorber that day for sure.
100%. And I
I
really
want to
didn't know
ask
how to
you,
turn
ladies,
it off.
about that. That
Mhm.
brings me to another question, because I've had this experience with some of my clients.
Okay.
When you feel sometimes the energy maybe is too strong for someone, and you got to rein it in a little bit. Sometimes I have to pull my energy back and let's work slowly, or maybe in a different session. I think maybe that was probably part of what Gina experienced. It was too much, too fast. This person with her ego was trying to heal her and pull these things out of her. She was saying, I'm like, what is going on? I literally said, I felt like I was watching an exorcism. It was, she's laughing now, but I was like in the corner going, what is this? So have you guys ever experienced that, where you've heard spirits say, pull back a little bit? You know, someone has a little anxiety, or let's do this a little slower.
Right. So I had one particular client, and she grapbles with anxiety. And so I approached her a bit differently. I usually hover probably about that much. I was hovering like that for her. And I found that because of her anxiety, her crown and third eye area, even the throat, was just so amplified that I was literally out almost like a foot from her head, and really just doing that. But then that's when I bring the selenite wand in, and I kind of just flush it down their body to calm them. And I usually use the rose quartz and the clear quartz in their hands just to relax them. And I often don't talk to the client during the session, but this particular client, I tend to whisper to her a little bit during it.
It's comforting.
Then she's always comforted when I put her hands within my hands. And she said that she always feels much calmer when you do the swiping down her arms and the light pulling on her fingers. And so, but for the most part, no. But really, I've learned that there's times where you have to pull it back a little bit.
Yes, absolutely.
For someone.
Yes.
And each session is different too.
Yes,
Even with
I agree.
The clients that come consistently, they're always amazed on how different each session is.
Yes,
that it's
I
not
agree.
just this systematic run through all the time.
Do you have people ask you often, how often should I come?
Yes.
Should I come every week, or what?
Yes.
How do I know when to come back? I get that all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I get that a
And
lot.
what's your response?
Go ahead, Pam.
So my response is, whenever you feel you're ready, give me a call. And
That's what I say.
That's
what I say. Yeah.
Whenever you feel it. I don't tell them because I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say weekly. I don't want to say monthly. I don't want to say every 3 weeks. I mean, who knows?
Right.
You know, they may need it sooner. They may need it after.
Right.
And like Donna said, she checks in with her clients, and we do as well. So that's a good checkpoint. How you're feeling to assess. Yeah. Because I know that's often a question right away when they come. Do I have to do this once a month? You don't have to do anything. It's what you feel. And
Exactly.
And because when, like what Pam said, when you explain that to someone, you do what feels best for you at any given moment. That's teaching them to listen to themselves.
Absolutely,
and to listen to their bodies, what their body's telling them. And I often say to them, I don't want this to be another to-do thing on your list.
Right.
I want this to be something you look forward to doing for yourself.
For yourself, you're right. That's
And
a
that you're
beautiful
not
point. That's a
squeezing it
beautiful
in.
point. Yes, like you have
An
to go
obligation.
to the doctor. Yes,
Then when
I
it's an
love that.
obligation, then they're not going to enjoy it.
No, definitely not.
Right.
So,
You know, that's a really good point you brought up, Donna, because you triggered a thought. You know, it's like, you know, when you first start getting maybe a manicure or pedicure or both, whatever, you know, oh, it's so pampering, it's comforting, it's time for yourself. You know, now I look at it as like, oh my gosh, I got to make an appointment with the nail. Then I got to sit there for 3 hours. Then no.
It's so true. It's so true.
Because we've become accustomed to it. So now I have to fit it into my schedule where it no longer becomes relaxing, therapeutic, self-love, right? It becomes part of the daily routine of the, you know, hustle and bustle of, you know, people's lives.
Right. And you don't want that, because then they come in and they're all racing because they had to rush to get here, because then they have to leave to go
So the next
pick up
thing,
mom or pick up the kid at the baseball game or whatever.
Right.
And you don't want that. You want them to enjoy that. And I really instill on my clients and my students, self-care is not selfish.
absolutely
No.
not.
It's imperative.
Yes.
And especially for women that have young children or men that have young children, if they watch mom and dad taking care of themselves,
absolutely,
they will eventually do the same. Because growing up, I was one of 5. My mom worked full time. My dad worked in the city. Then mom worked all day Saturday, ironing all dad's shirts, cleaning the house. She never had time just to be.
I agree. And I say how wonderful our generation can introduce this to the younger generation, like I do to my grandchildren.
Right.
I have 2 of them that are so interested in what I do that they're always asking questions, and they know it's just, my grandma does this because she loves us. That's at their age is what they interpret it, but that's the message. So they got the message, which is beautiful.
Huge.
So for you to say that,
and you don't need to be busy 24/7.
No.
It's okay to sit and enjoy a hot cup of tea without doing anything.
Right.
Yes. And how many of us took a long time to learn that? It's so true.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's
Still
part of the
learning it.
self-care.
I know.
It's part of the self-care.
One thing I wanted to share, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Now, Donna, have you ever done any animals?
No, I have not done animals.
Okay.
I actually, when someone asks me, I always refer them back to this woman that I learned Reiki with.
Okay.
All she does is animals.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to share a story. So I played around with animals and stuff, and I thought, okay, this is pretty cool. My dogs and whatever, my sisters. Well, quick story. There was a horse rescue place in Clinton Corners, and this horse came to their sanctuary, and he came by accident. So they had X amount of horses come off this truck, and they were counting for them. Okay, this one, check, check, check. And there was an extra horse. So they called, and they're going to go to slaughter, which is the sad part. So they called the place, and they said, we have this extra horse. And so they looked it up, and sure enough, there was an extra horse. So they laughed, and they called him Hitch because he hitched a ride. He was not supposed to be on that truck, okay, in the trailer. But this horse was very different. Everyone else was in a paddock or in the barn or something. He roamed the property by himself. Never went out on the road, nothing, okay? But he was never in a paddock. And so Hitch just walked everywhere. Every other horse, there was 100 and something horses. He was the only one that was loose.
Wow.
But they said, if you don't mind, could you do Reiki on him? I'm like, oh, okay. Now, I was always told to ask, even though it's an animal, okay? Right. Ask if you want Reiki. So I was up there one day, not to do the Reiki on him. And he happened to be walking by me. So I said, hey, do you want some Reiki today? And, that was it. We laughed. I laughed. And
I hope he didn't laugh.
No, he didn't laugh. Then I turn around and I come out of the barn. And he's got a fly mask on and little blanket over him. And so I said, I'm just there, and he just was connected with me. So I said, come on, let's go do Reiki. So I come over on the side of the barn, and I start just to stand up in front of him like this. I start doing Reiki. All of a sudden, Hitch just starts to go like this, and he starts to sit down. This horse has never, ever, ever, in years, ever sat down. No one has ever seen him lay down, sit down, nothing. I was like, powerful. Oh my God, what's going on?
Wow.
So I want to show you. So I started, so I'm going to show a picture of this, okay? So I started to do Reiki on Hitch.
Oh, how beautiful.
Okay?
Wow.
Hitch is laying down, yes.
And just laying. This is a horse, big horse. Ready? Now, here's another photo. Now he's getting really relaxed.
Wow. Wow.
Okay?
That's
it's just him and I. This is the final. I can read tears.
Aww.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Have you ever seen a horse like this before?
Oh, how
no,
beautiful.
for our listeners, the horse is physically reclined,
Just
laying down like we would. Beautiful.
Laying down on his side.
That is absolutely amazing.
It was the most, talk about crying.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Everyone there was just like, couldn't, and again, not me.
And if our listeners could see that picture, then they would say they absolutely would understand the power of Reiki and intention and love. Yeah,
exactly. Here's a horse. big. You can see how big he is, right? Big horse. For me to get him like this, and And it was all
That's
done probably within 25 minutes.
Wow. Oh, I have such chills.
Yes, that's
Wow.
absolutely beautiful.
That's
Absolutely
gorgeous.
amazing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
The profound experience.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, and animals can't speak, so what better than to see the actions of how he responded to you? So
Yeah,
I love
right.
that so much.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. And
Unbelievable.
thank you for sharing those pictures, Pam,
Thank you.
because
I just
you
had
know-
to. I was like, it was one of my biggest things.
yeah, because they say a picture paints 1,000 words, and
Yeah,
It
yeah.
certainly
those
does.
Yeah.
pictures don't need words.
Yeah, right? I mean,
Right.
yeah.
True.
No
Right.
one would have
No.
believed me if I,
Yeah.
it's just that they were all standing around me, and I thought even as people started coming,
Uh-huh.
he was going to get spooked.
Yeah, yeah.
He was so much in a trance that
Wow.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
I love
Thank
that
you for
story.
sharing
Yeah,
that.
that
That's
is amazing.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
so cool.
Donna is also doing some amazing things. Donna, tell us a little about the breast cancer packets that you are putting together and giving out to some of your clients.
So I was propelled to design these breast cancer well packages because out of nowhere, I'm fine now. I was diagnosed back in April. They found it extremely early. And really, like going online, you see all these different packages, and a lot of them have the candles in it, which is fantastic, beautiful packages. But I'm like, I really want to provide something that is truly healing
Mm.
because I'm like sensitive at times. So sometimes I've been given beautiful candles, but I can't use it because it just smells way too strong for me. And I'm thinking that especially if someone's going through chemo and they're being nauseous,
Mm.
they don't need scents at this point. So within my breast cancer wellness package is going to be a Reiki gift certificate and explaining the benefits of it with a beautiful brochure in it and that it can be done distance wise.
That's beautiful.
They'll have this beautiful pouch that is included and a beautiful bracelet and some crystals that will come along for them. So that's a really personalized kit. The first couple of kits I have they're made so that I have the pictures, but it's going to really be promoted that they will be custom made for a particular person.
I love that.
It's not
That's
a stock
beautiful.
That's
image
beautiful.
coming off of a shelf
Mhm.
because I know myself with the self Reiki was amazing for myself during my journey, but I went for energy healing myself
Mhm.
during that to be the recipient of it, to not have to facilitate it on myself. And then I was so excited that after I was able to lay back down again, I went for a beautiful Reiki massage with Grace, and that was
Nice. Yeah.
amplified the healing even further. And
Aw.
it's interesting because what was in the middle of COVID, I got up in the middle of the night and passed out, fell on the floor, got bruises, the whole bit.
Oh, wow.
My doctors were amazed how quickly I healed. And they said, "How did you heal from these bruises so quickly?" Because it looked like literally someone like took like a wooden spoon and smacked it all over my legs and on my shoulders. I said, "I've been providing myself self Reiki."
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Nice.
That's
And
wonderful.
they were like, "What?"
Mhm.
I go, "Energy healing." And so you healed yourself. I said, "No, source light healed me."
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes. I love
Yeah.
that.
And what I'm starting to really be called to do is not call myself an energy healer. I'm calling myself an energy empowerer now.
Oh, and I wanted to ask you about
I
that term.
love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I said in the promo
Yeah.
how wonderful that term is, and I
Yeah.
wanted you to speak more about it. So thank you for remembering to do
So
that.
that's something that I received a download on about 3 weeks ago, that
Nice.
people have to realize you're not healing them.
Mm-hmm.
They're healing themselves by
Mhm.
opening themselves up to the energy and the process.
I
And
love
I
that.
really want to be able
Mhm.
to empower
beautiful.
people. Thank you. That we have that power within us as long as we're willing to allow it to happen.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
And there's no bounds to it.
Right.
Really no bounds to it. And I can't say that enough to people.
That's wonderful.
Mhm.
Are those some of the things that you bring forward in your retreats that you offer? 'Cause
Yes.
I know you're always doing some kind of wellness retreat.
Right. So
Yeah.
Rita Giganti and I host probably about 3 to 4 times a year, different types of retreats. Some of them are primarily with meditation, journaling, sound healing. And then we mix it in with the Reiki healing. Other classes are more about opening up your own intuitive abilities. And we have a class that's going to be on September 27th in Old Japan that we're doing for people that are interested in tapping in to opening themselves up to those intuitive downloads. And that day, that 3-hour session is going to be really practical exercises. We're going to go into a deep meditation to bring people into the zone. And then we're really going to do different exercises that people will be doing throughout and sharing their experiences.
I love that because people get to experience what Reiki's about. They're learning, they're feeling, and and they're educating themselves. You know, that's a wonderful program.
And it's important to know that we have these tools to bring forth our healing within us. And of course, I'm sure Pam says the same as Grace does. This is not in place of someone's medical care with a licensed MD. This is to amplify your healing.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And sometimes to help with the whole process that you have to go through, whether it's, you know, everyday maintenance of staying well or an illness that you have to get through. The energy empowering guides us through that. I really,
I love that.
really
I
like
love that concept.
And life is heavy. Life is heavy.
Sure is.
You know, we need to take care of ourselves.
Yeah. We need to get it more, I think, also out there as far as I became a couple of years ago a medical Reiki master now, practitioner. So I am certified. If I could go into surgery, I can go post-op or pre-op. I think really more and more hospitals need to really incorporate this in their healing. They'll see patients coming in and out and less stress even before they go in. Hands down.
And Pam, I love that. Oh, I'm sorry, Gina. No, go ahead. I love that because I've been wanting to take the medical Reiki training. And I signed up for it for the end of February next year.
Wonderful.
It was
wonderful.
I can't wait.
It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
So I'm really looking forward to that because I read Raven Ray's book.
Raven Keys. Raven Keys.
That's right.
It's Raven Keys. That's who I took it from.
Yeah, and that's who I'm taking it. They reopened up classes. Her son reopened up the foundation to do that.
That's wonderful.
She was amazing.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So amazing.
So, and you learned from her directly?
I learned from her directly.
That's amazing.
And then I was supposed to go to England with her. And she passed.
And she passed.
Before. So that was hard.
Yeah.
She was a beautiful soul.
Yeah. Her book is just amazing.
Yeah. She's got several of them. Yeah.
She's
got
amazing.
A couple of them. Get them all.
Yeah. It's just amazing. And then I was so excited that they reopened up the training.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that too.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So she was
bravo, Pam.
Yeah.
What a benefit
we need to get it more
people.
out there.
Yeah.
We need to get more and more of it out there.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you, ladies, what your opinion was, how moving forward into the medical and holistic wellness field, Reiki will play a part in the future. I mean, I know our hopes have been there for many, many years, but how do you feel? We're getting closer or?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I believe Valley Hospital has Reiki practitioners on staff.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a couple of them there too. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is just amazing.
Are they just Reiki practitioners or do they need to be an RN as well? Because I know a lot of hospitals were training their RNs.
Yeah. That I'm not sure.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sure.
I'll go with Donna because I thought it was just Reiki practitioners.
I hope so.
I don't think it was a nurse thing connected.
Yeah. Because every once in a while there'll be something that pops up like on Indeed or LinkedIn that a hospital's looking for Reiki practitioners.
Oh, I love that.
Right.
Yeah, I do
and
too.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It just, it changes everything.
Yeah. It does.
And,
really
and Donna,
does.
what I was going to add to that was, I think it's extremely important, for the patient, but also the personnel or the surgeons that will be performing, the surgery. So I'm kind of looking at it from both perspectives.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz
Yes.
did
Oh,
it
yes.
forward. He did it
Yes.
forward to Raven's book.
I mean, when
she
I
was
have a,
in one of his surgeries.
yes,
Yeah.
I remember
She was
reading
right
that.
there
Yes.
in the surgery. And he was like, he couldn't believe the level of, calmness, everything in that room.
Right.
Yeah.
He was taken away.
Right. And then if you're able to meet with that client, that patient before they go in,
Right.
and not even the hour before they're going in,
Right.
but you're meeting with them a couple of times
Yes.
for a few weeks leading
Yes.
into it.
Yes. Raven highly recommended that.
Yeah.
Highly recommended that.
It's so much calmer of the energy.
Absolutely.
Really is.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
She said the only one she used to have the most difficult time with is the anesthesiologist because they're always right by the head.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where she is. And they're like, get out of my way.
You're in my
Right.
way. You're in my
Right.
way. She could send it distant. Because what I was going to say to Gina's point before, about the healing for the practitioners as well. I know when someone I know or family member asks me to pray for them or send them Reiki healing before they go in for a procedure, I not only send it to them, I send it to the surgeon, the anesthesiologist,
Absolutely.
everybody in that room.
Everyone.
Is guidance for that person's highest good.
Everyone.
But yes, Gina, that's amazing to think that the practitioners need the healing as well.
Absolutely.
They need the empowering. I'm going to correct
highly
myself, 'cause
recommend
I really
that.
like that word.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're going to state that we are now energy empowerers.
Yay. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
But what's there one thing out there about Reiki that we haven't talked about that you think our audience is saying, I still don't know enough about Reiki? What's the one thing that you would want someone to know about what you do and what you passionately believe in?
Allow the life-changing moment to come into you, and you'll never look at life the same way again.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Ever.
That gave me goosebumps.
Ever.
Like ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yes. Just be open to receive. Just be open to receive. Receive whatever, a message, anything.
Anything.
Just be open to that. Just be
Right.
open to that.
Yeah.
Be open to love.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Be open to love.
There's different ways that doctors do surgeries, right? Now things are done differently, robotically, whatever.
That's true.
People are open to that, right? No, it's
true.
not, just be open. Just be open. Watch the magic unfold.
Yes.
And
Right.
that's the key word, to be open, because I think that's very difficult for a lot of us to just say that we are open and accepting, but it
Right.
really is that simple if we can be,
Right.
right?
I'll take a little crack. I don't care. Just as long as you say you're open, I'll
Get that energy
Right.
in there.
come on in.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little bit
Exactly.
more light. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
there,
that's a beautiful analogy, right?
Yes.
Just that little crack. Think of that little
Quality.
ray of light. It can
That's
be
right.
squeezed in the most tiniest spot.
Mhm.
Right.
That's right.
definitely.
Right.
That's right.
I Reiki my plants. I Reiki
Me too.
everything.
Yep.
Everything.
And Pam, I'm so glad that you said that, because when I teach Reiki,
Mhm.
one of my little energy tasks that I send them home with, I never say homework. I always say your energy building
That's a good one.
task.
Nobody likes homework.
Your
I know, 'cause-
empowerment assignment.
Yes. Oh, I
Yes,
like
there
that
you
even
go.
better now, Gina. That's great.
Yes.
I'll say to them, go to wherever you buy your flowers, as long as you can split it. Put one in a vase with just regular water.
Mhm.
Put another one in a vase. Put the Shukare symbol underneath it,
Mm.
and send it beautiful energy.
Mhm.
Keep them separate, same room, but separate.
Yeah.
See which one lasts longer.
Wow.
And everybody says, wow, the one that I sent Reiki to
Mhm.
Yeah.
lasted 5 days longer.
Wow.
Like,
wow.
That's
yes.
beautiful.
And like Pam said, you Reiki your food.
I do
it's
too.
Yes.
it's
My food.
another
Yes.
way. It's another way of prayer over your
Prayer.
food.
Oh, absolutely.
Everything
Gratitude.
that goes into my
Thank
mouth.
you.
Food, water,
Yes.
vitamins, medication.
Love for
I Reiki it.
absolutely.
Yes.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And
Mhm.
it's amazing because I Reiki the walls and the doorway of my office
Oh,
Yeah.
every
that's a
morning.
great place to do it.
And then when I forget to do it, pandemonium.
Okay.
Wow.
Really.
Not like crazy, but
Right. You notice the
feel-
difference.
you notice like the lower vibration of the
Mhm.
energy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
it's interesting because my current boss, he's been there almost 2 years now. And he goes, you don't get ruffled. I'm like, no, because at the end of the day, as long as I'm putting my best foot forward, there's nothing to worry about.
Mm.
It's just, this is I go, if you came to me 10 years ago, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I had a typo.
Yes. But you see, you can attest to the difference that Reiki put on your own life as well as
Yes,
people, the lives that you
definitely.
touched. Absolutely.
it's just-
Donna, I'm going to challenge you on something, and I really want you to get back to Grace and let me know.
Okay.
So I want you.
I know what you're going to say about the
No,
symbols.
and I don't think you do.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So when you get up in the morning, so I always call in Archangel Michael in the morning, just check me, and then I leave it alone. I'm on the day regardless. Okay. I want you to Reiki your office from home.
Okay.
Like send the walls,
Distant.
send
Before
the
you get
office,
there?
send everything distant.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And just do that for a couple of days. I want to see if it's just as effective.
Okay.
It's
as
like
well when you
welcoming
go
her
in
in. It's
and
there
do the
before she
actual
gets there.
symbols on the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I'll
just
start it
curious.
tomorrow.
Because I've heard people say that that's what they do. They'll send it like when I'm going on a trip, I like,
Yeah.
okay, I visualize, I use it, my chest area, and I just visualize the path.
Yes.
And I'll like send Reiki and everything to it prior to getting there. So I'm curious if you do that with your office,
Okay.
if that makes a difference. from
I will
distance.
let you know.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
And you know what? I don't know why I never thought of that.
Yeah. I'm home.
See, you
Because
need
I
this
was always
conversation.
looking at it like, oh, I'm in the physical space.
Yes, you're
Right.
there and you're doing it, but you're
Right.
setting
But
it up before you get there.
Okay. I have chills on that. It is going to power you. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to go hot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hands
Good
down.
idea. I will put it.
I want to hear about it. Yeah.
I love it.
Because I know you can do it. Like and you're gonna, it's gonna empower you because you're gonna feel like hell yeah, I did it. Like
Yes,
I know it.
Yes. And why didn't I
Exactly.
think of this before?
And then I don't have to
Years.
have in the back of my head, oh my gosh, what happens if someone comes to work early and sees what I'm doing?
You're gonna say, I walked in your office, Donna. It was so comforting. I stayed here wait for you. I don't know what, but I just.
Oh, that's funny.
Exactly.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Well, you know what? I love that because we're all open to learning. And that's what we said this was all about. We're open to new experiences. We're open to love. We're open to energy.
Yes.
We're open to Reiki. And I hope our audience listening is open to experiencing everything that we spoke about. And I'm
Yes.
very happy that they are open enough to really just to listen and possibly, get a little more curious about what we all do. I'm going to thank you guys again once more for the beautiful gifts that we gave each other, for opening our hearts to ourselves and our audience. But before we say goodnight, I'd like to remind ourselves and our audience, before we speak out in the world, let's remind ourselves, is it true? Is it necessary? And is it kind? Until next time, good night.